So she said, don't go to Twitter, come to me. Well, Ocasio-Cortez did not go to Twitter. She went to the Washington Post, all right? Here's the quotes. When these comments first started, I kind of thought that she was keeping the progressive flank at more of an arm's distance in order to protect more moderate members, which I understood. But the persistent singling out, it got to a point where it was just outright disrespectful, the explicit singling out of newly elected women of color, end quote. So where is this and where is it going?
Well, I mean, first of all, that's a classic comment by the hard left. Everything becomes either an attack on women, but since Pelosi is a woman, it can't just be women, so now it has to be women of color. You know, the key thing here is very simple. We have now seen a group of genuine radicals who are way outside any reasonable position, and their public spokesperson is AOC. They have a deep, bitter difference with Nancy Pelosi, who is an old-time liberal, but represents an establishment which these people, remember, several of these people beat Democratic incumbents. So they come in as the opponents of the very things that Nancy Pelosi stands for. So the idea that Pelosi is going to say, and I respect her, I think, frankly, she's in a hard place and is doing a pretty professional job as a speaker, but the idea that she would say to them, why don't you come to me, when in fact she's what they ran against. Remember, AOC beat a senior Democrat. The Democrat from Massachusetts beat an incumbent Democrat. They're currently talking about going out and recruiting people in the primaries to run against Democrats that they don't think are radical enough. So they're not in a position where they can go, what are they going to say to her? Gosh, could we drop by and tell you how much we hate what you're doing? And how's that going to get anything done? This is going to become a bigger and bigger war because the 3 or 4 or 5 members on the hard left are genuine radicals who see themselves on a mission to change America, and they see changing the Democratic Party as the first step of that mission.
Well, you used the word of war. Kevin McCarthy was with Sean Hannity last night. Here's how he characterized it.
Think about that relationship with AOC and the Speaker. Just a few months ago, they were on the cover of Rolling Stones. Now they're throwing stones at each other. And this isn't a family fight. This is war.
So there it is. Washington Post characterizes it this way, and I don't think they're too far off, and I think you just referred to it. A political and generational divide. Is that spot on?
Oh, that's right. By the way, I do love McCarthy's alliteration there of going from being on Rolling Stone to throwing stones. I thought that was pretty good. But look, it is, I said a couple of weeks ago, Pelosi has to recognize, and I feel this because of my own age, she's the grandmother. She's yelling at these young members, and they're looking at her thinking, you're 2 generations older than me. Why am I supposed to listen to you? You're the person I'm running against. And I think that tension will become more bitter, more personal, and the question will be, and I don't know that they can do this, but the 4 or 5 people who are at the core of this have to get to be 10 or 15 or 20 to matter. Otherwise, what will happen is she'll totally isolate them. She'll presently make sure that nothing they want gets done. She'll eliminate their ability to participate, and she'll do everything she can to weaken them. If they get up to 10 or 15 or 20 members, then she has a much bigger problem.
Well, there's an effort under